I was atheist and Jewish, and she was raised Protestant. So we met by arguing and flirting at the same time, and online, yes,
yeah, we never
and
met.
never really expecting to meet. And we fell out of touch for about 10 or 11 years, and got back in touch. 2016?
Mm-hmm.
And she was living in Beijing, and I was living in LA. So again, I thought we'd never meet. But we kind of fell in love across the Pacific Ocean, and I was very poor at the time. The only thing I owned of any value was a van, and I was filling it with crumpled dollar bills at a time that I'd find under the couch. But I sold the van in order to buy plane tickets to go visit her.
No kidding.
And that was the first, time we actually met in person. And I couldn't live without her, so I moved to Beijing. Long story short, we got married a little bit later.
Wow.
And it's been kind of a roller coaster of a ride. And as I mentioned briefly, I was atheist, and I come from a completely Jewish family. So I was not expecting to find Jesus in 2020, and even less expecting to find Catholicism in 2022. And then what was beautiful about that was she kind of dragged me kicking and screaming to Christ, and then I kind of dragged her kicking and screaming into the Catholic Church.
Really? That's so interesting.
Yes.
Now we're very happy.
Now we're very happy, and we're both obsessed with the church and the tradition and the saints and the heroism and just the beauty of the whole thing. And we are kind of entrepreneurially spirited and wanted to work as closely with that tradition as we possibly could. So I'm a musician, and I come from kind of a rock and roll tradition. I've always wanted to dress flashy, and there was nothing that I really wanted to wear. So I started making things that were flashy in a kind of rock and roll way, but that expressed values that are actually worth expressing and worth aspiring to, and are actually cool. Actual coolness, it comes from God and beauty and the power and heroism of the saints.
So something that I immediately thought of when I saw your clothing is pictures I've seen of medieval battle armor. You see this medieval battle armor with this beautiful images of Our Lady and filigree and all this really, really cool stuff. And you see people posting online oh, this is cool. If suits of I wish I could. I'll see guys LARPing I wish I could wear a suit of armor all day. I don't want to wear a tie. This isn't what men want. I want to wear a suit of armor that looks like this. And you'll have the gilded, the gilded coffins and the whole shebang. And you guys are bringing that into a modern era with these clothes. So talk to me a little bit about how you guys chose these designs and how you guys brought these together into the visual format that you guys found.